Anilji, you've dabbled into various ventures and you've made, all of them have been really successful ventures, what I've read about. And then you turned to tourism. So how did that happen? And I think now it's the time that you have settled into tourism. So what is it that drew you to, attracted you to tourism and this hospitality sector?
Morning, ma'am, and thank you for having me over. So, I got into tourism by chance. It wasn't really intended. So I got up at that moment, found a paper and pen, wrote down Tathastu, and I said, whatever I do, I'm going to name it Tathastu.
Strangest thing a guest might take from a room?
Oh, you will be surprised. We've had paintings stolen.
Really?
A 4 feet by 3 feet painting stolen.
Today, travel is not just about reaching a destination. It is about an immersive experience. Bringing home this experience is Exotic Hospitality Pvt Ltd, which blends ecology, sustainability, comfort and convenience. At Tathastu, their flagship brand, guests and nature coexist meaningfully. Today, on the Hitavada, the People's Mic, we have with us Mr. Anil Agarwala, founder of Exotic Hospitality Pvt Ltd, who is going to take us on a journey where he is going to talk about the future of tourism and how destinations in our own backyard can compete on a global scale. Welcome to the People's Mic.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Anilji, you've dabbled into various ventures and you've made, all of them have been really successful ventures, what I've read about. And then you turned to tourism. So how did that happen? And I think now it's the time that you have settled into tourism. So what is it that drew you to, attracted you to tourism and this hospitality sector?
So good morning, ma'am, and thank you for having me over. So I got into tourism by chance. It wasn't really intended. I was fortunate that my wife shared my passion for wildlife. I was always interested in art, and I always dreamt that I would like to have a home near the jungle where I can be a part of the wildlife circuit and also have a few artisans there and dabble with my creativity. My wife shared that passion, so Tathastu Pench was not meant to be a hospitality project. It was my retirement plan. So we made one villa.
So let me just interrupt you.
Yeah.
How old are you, if I may ask?
I'm 62 now.
So then who retires at 62? Nobody.
Nobody, and you can see that I'm not retiring.
Yes.
But when I say retire, I mean it would ultimately be the retirement plan.
Right.
It doesn't happen overnight.
Yes.
It takes a little time. And but I thought of it almost 14, 15 years ago that we could spend some time there and ultimately retire. So when I made that one bungalow, as it normally happens in India, my friends started saying, "Arey, that's such a great idea. Why don't you make a bungalow for us also? And we'll also buy it and stay there." So initially we made 5 bungalows, and I sold 4 of them to people. But I think they got bored of it very quickly. They were not able to go as often as they had thought they would be able to. And it was being used by other people, more than the people who had invested in the bungalow, their friends, their relatives, officers. So ultimately one guy came and said that, yeah, I would like to sell it back. Please take it back. I said, okay. By that time I had started visualizing this as a business opportunity. So I was very happy to take it back. And when one guy gave it back, within 1 year, 3 more people came and offered it back. And that is why I say that I got into hospitality by chance, not as a planned venture. God always plans a few things for me, and this was one of them.
So do you think your friends now regret selling them back to you?
No, they don't, because very frankly, not everyone is able to find time and get away as often as they would like to.
Correct.
So those people are privileged that I give them a special discount whenever they come. So
when you look around so many of these resorts, they have very English names. You have Riverwood or you have Silver Oak, stuff like that. How did you name it Tathastu?
Again, I would repeat my statement that God plans things for me. So before we bought this land at Tathastu Pench, where we are today, I had bought 3 more pieces of land, and something went wrong. Like in one of the cases, 3-4 days after I had purchased that land, somebody came and offered me double the price.
Okay.
So I'm a Marwadi. I said, take it. Then the second piece I had bought very close to Boar Tiger Reserve, which is hardly 50 plus kilometers from here, very close to Nagpur. That was a beautiful piece of land, but there was some litigation. The forest people were claiming part of it, and so I stay away from disputes. So with great difficulty, I managed to sell that off to somebody else who was happy to take it at a lesser price and handle the dispute. The third one which I bought, that is still there with me, and that is almost 7 kilometers from where Tathastu is today. And when my family visited that place, they said, we are never going to come here because that's really isolated.
Okay.
The nearest village is about 3 kilometers away, and it's right in the middle of wilderness. So I said, if family is not going to come, then what am I going to do, So when we did the registry for the land where we are today, 2 o'clock in the night, I dreamt that Shivji came into my dreams and said, Tathastu, that finally now your dream will come true. So I got up at that moment, found a paper and pen, wrote down Tathastu, and I said, whatever I do, I'm going to name it Tathastu.
God's grace. And this is really taken off so well.
Absolutely.
So, see, when we talk of sustainability,
yes.
So one of the factors of sustainability is overcrowding,
yes.
right?
Yes.
When you look at the definition.
Correct.
And when you look around the maps of all these forest reserves, where you have your properties,
right.
We see so many properties that have come up.
Correct.
So how sustainable are we in that area?
Very frankly, I think there should be some laws defining the carrying capacity of a destination. We have started with calculating the carrying capacity of forests. So if you see that the number of gypsies allowed into the park are limited.
Yeah.
So they have decided, that's a disputable thing, that how did they calculate that carrying capacity. But nonetheless, like as tourism people, we feel that they have been very, very strict and there is scope for a little bit of leniency there. But similarly, there should be some authority to decide the carrying capacity of one destination. They should be able to, determine how many rooms can one destination absorb. And beyond that, there should be no permission to carry on any new construction. So if you see, when you look around, if you see Pench, on the Turiya side, I think now we are close to 100 resorts.
Wow.
Yeah. While and if you take an average of 20 rooms, so that is 100 into 20 is what, 20,000 or 2,000? I don't know. 20 to 2,000 rooms. Now, considering that the number of vehicles going to the park is 30 from Turiya Gate, maybe another 25-30 from Khursa Park. So all put together, there may be 100 vehicles going into the park every morning and every evening. So I think there should be a stop now. Every day we see new properties coming up, and that's really not good for the property. Now, on the other hand, there are other gates. So more and more people are, from outside it seems like a very great profit-making center, but frankly it is not. People, once they get into it, it's glamorous, yes. But if you talk purely about profits, I don't think this is a very profitable business. But I agree with you. There should be some limitation on how many properties can be made in one area. Sustainability, overcrowding is definitely a concern.
And see, when you've traveled a lot, when you go abroad, so you see, if we say, let's take the example of France, or let's take the example of London. So the Thames or the Seine, small rivers, in size, volume, yet they celebrate their whatever they have, the limited capacities also. Same with their monuments. But look at us, we have huge rivers. I mean, look at Brahmaputra, look at Yamuna, look at Ganga, look at our forts, fortresses. There's such a lot of diversity regarding culture, regarding the language, everything. But then we are not able to bank on it. Why is that so?
So, ma'am, firstly, you assume that I travel a lot.
You just told me that you were traveling.
Yeah, so I love to travel within India. I am not very fond of traveling abroad because, to extend what you said, I love to explore my own country, and I feel that there is so much to see that it will not be possible in one lifetime. Now, on a very serious note, why are we not able to use our heritage? You said forts and rivers and all that for tourism. Because I think in all the years of slavery being ruled by others, we have been forced to forget our culture and heritage to a large extent, or we are not proud of it. Our entire psyche has changed. We don't think that we were great. We don't think that whatever we have is good. We were brainwashed to think that whatever we have is not great. That is slowly changing. Now, if you see in India, even along the Brahmaputra, as you mentioned, tourism is happening. We have cruise services there. To begin with, our religious tourism has seen a huge boom with this present government concentrating on all the big temples, restoring them, ensuring that they are easily approachable. It's not dirty anymore, So all that, I think it's changing, and I think that we are likely to see a great boom in the near future. But if I may add, another problem with us is that we mostly expect only the government to do things, right? There's a huge responsibility with us as citizens of India.
That was going to be my next question, but then you can continue.
So, no, in continuation, I'll tell you why we are not able to use them. To give you a very classic example, Khajuraho. You agree with me that Khajuraho had become very popular. If you see pre-COVID, the last 10 years before COVID, Khajuraho was a very popular destination. We had such a wonderful Khajuraho festival happening there. And people from abroad were coming. But what happened? If you go to Khajuraho now, the international tourist movement has reduced dramatically. Why? There were, in one single year, there were more than 10 cases of rape by Indians on foreign tourists, women. Hundreds of cases of theft, cheating and all that. And the word spreads very quickly, right? So I think in the international market, it spread very quickly that Khajuraho is not a safe place. And that has happened at other places also. Goa, fortunately we've not seen a dip in Goa, but there have been unfortunate instances there as well. So I think the Indian public at large also needs to understand that if you want to have people from abroad coming here, safety is a major concern, and that must be taken care of.
Right.
Yes,
so very rightly said. Yeah. You also mentioned, pre-COVID era. Post-COVID, we've seen a boom in tourism industry.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, if you look at Uttaranchal, you have hordes. Any major holiday, extended weekend, and you see everybody from the northern belt going up to Manali, Shimla, and Mussoorie, Nainital. Yeah. And then we see all these huge block-ups, traffic jams. So how can we control that?
So the same problem, I would blame it on the public. We have this mentality of following the herd, there are very few evolved tourists who search and try to find new destinations. Mostly people follow the regular paths, go to the same old places, and I think that also needs to change. People need to explore new areas. We are sitting in central India, and you will be surprised that when we go out for marketing to even places like Bangalore, they say that we've never explored central India. We don't have any knowledge about central India. We don't come there. Gujarat again comes to very limited parts of central India and more for religious tourism. So I think the government is doing a great job, especially the MP government is doing a great job in marketing their destinations. Things are changing. More and more people are looking towards central India. People are trying to find new places. If you see Bastar, Gadchiroli, Andhra areas, Naxalism, so that is being controlled now. So I think that as people will become more aware about these new destinations, then the crowd will spread. So maybe we had very limited good places, so everyone was going there. But with the increase in number of good places, the crowd will spread.
And I think the social media will also play a role in this.
Of course, it's already doing that. We are sitting here today, and I'm sure that people are going to hear what we are saying. Yeah.
So you talk of safety, but infrastructure is also a huge problem in our country. You know, I mean, if you take road trips, you don't find good toilet facilities.
Correct.
So I think there is a need to work upon that also.
Yes, definitely, ma'am. So I think the road infrastructure is improving. Toilet facilities are being provided on these roads, but do we know how to use them?
Yes.
You know, when the public is using those toilets, they are so careless and they don't care about the next person who's going to use it. So again, the government can do only limited things. The road infrastructure has improved dramatically. And I think that process is going on, thanks to our Honorable Minister Gadkari Saab. But what really needs to change is the air connectivity. I think there have been a lot of talks going on since the last 4 or 5 years. They're talking of 200 airports across the country. But it's taking time. I guess it requires money, it requires a lot of private investment, and it's taking its own time. But more than road connectivity, which I think has already improved, air connectivity I think needs to be better. Train connectivity is there, but it's so difficult to get tickets. I think, to give you one example, Vande Bharat has played a great role in tourism, because it's a very convenient, quick method of traveling. And mostly it is not an overnight trip, you know. So yes, I agree, connectivity needs to improve, and hopefully it will. Number of the type of vehicles has improved, so people love to drive. I see a good future.
No, I mean, and India has a huge tourism potential.
Absolutely.
We are just not able to tap it in the correct fashion.
Without doubt. We have a lot of potential. We have every possible type of tourism that you can think of. And I think it's improving, ma'am.
So, coming back to Tathastu,
Yes,
you have now expanded. So, tell us a little more about the other properties that you have.
So, ma'am, for a long time, from 2011, when we made our villas for personal use, to 2013, when we opened up commercially, till 2022, we just had one property. And then, as fate would have it, Sushil ji from Haldiram Group happened to, they used to come pretty often, Kamal and Sushil. So Sushil ji was at Tathastu, and I happened to go there, and we met at the reception. So he told me that we would like to, become a part of this. So I said, I don't know how I can involve you. So he says, okay, I'll come and meet you in Nagpur. And of course, they have the brains, they have the business sense. So he gave me this simple formula that why don't you expand? I said, I don't have the money, and for my own personal passion and pagalpan, There's only a limit to how much I can, ask my family to participate. So he said, that is where I come in. So you determine a price for Tathastu Pench, let me invest in that, and then you can park that investment for future investment in the new ventures. So that sounded like a great idea, that I don't have to pump in more money, and I will be able to live my dream further. So we discussed and we agreed on this. They were very gracious, and they contributed the money for Pench, and we started expanding. But that contribution finished very quickly, and then my family saw that it's growing well. So we decided that we can also pump in a little more money. So we have 4 more destinations now. After Pench, we did Kanha, then Tadoba, then Bandhavgarh, and Satpura. So when you talked about sustainability. So as a company, we decided that all the established destinations, we will not buy land and construct new property. So in Kanha, in Tadoba, and in Bandhavgarh, we looked around for properties which were nice, but which were not running, which were not operational. They were either closed or they were on the verge of closing down. So we identified those properties, bought them over, renovated them, made it up to the Tathastu standard, and then started operating. But in Satpura, where we are only the 3rd resort, there's hardly any tourism right now. There are maybe 2 or 3 vehicles going into the park every morning, evening, except maybe Saturday, Sunday, it could be 7, 8. So there we had a greenfield project. We constructed from scratch and all together. Like the entire plan was made at one go, and the entire resort was constructed all together. So people ask me, which is your favorite? So it's like asking a mother which is your favorite child. So very difficult to answer. But each one is different as far as the design is concerned, the number of rooms, the park itself. Each jungle has a different charm, a different characteristic. So Kanha and Bandhavgarh, these are hardcore wildlife properties with only 20 rooms each. So people who do not like a big crowd, they want a very quiet, serene kind of atmosphere. Their focus is purely wildlife. So for them, I think Kanha and Bandhavgarh are beautiful properties. After renovation also, they've come out very nice, very pretty. In Kanha, we experimented with something called a Mongolian yurt. And that is an experience in itself. I think we were only the second investor in India to import it. The vendor was from Bangalore. And the experience of the Mongolian yurt is very nice. Then Tadoba. Tadoba is itself purely a wildlife destination. The sightings there are fantastic. Like if you want to see a tiger, and you go to Tadoba and you take 2 or 3 safaris, it's almost guaranteed that you will see a tiger. Satpura, because it is in Tadoba, we have 32 rooms, pretty well spread out cottages and machans. We've experimented with a family nest, which is like a 5-star dormitory, because there's a growing culture of group travel.
Yes.
All women's group, family reunions, and they like to spend time together, stay together, They don't want to go into their own rooms even at 2 o'clock in the night. So, and that's working well. Satpura has come out, as far as the infrastructure is concerned, it's come out like really high-end. If I may say so, if maybe a Taj or a Oberoi had our Satpura room, they would be able to sell it easily for 75,000 plus per night.
That's a huge thumbs up.
Yeah, that's Satpura, and we are selling it for like 15,000. So I think the Satpura property really stands out, and in the coming years, it may become our flagship venture. It's located between Bhopal and Nagpur. So it's almost equidistant, 2.5 hours from Bhopal and 3 hours from Nagpur. And Bhopal and Nagpur put together are very well connected by air. And the road from Nagpur to Bhopal is like, especially from Nagpur to our property, you will not find a single pothole, I think. Wow. The entire road is fantastic. And Pench, of course, which has been our mother unit, if I may call it that. We started with, as I told you, 5 villas, 3 rooms, each 15 rooms. And by God's grace, today we are 85 rooms there. And it's spread over 15 acres. The plantation that my elder brother Ashok Bhaiya had done 15 years ago has now turned into almost like a jungle. And in spite of so many rooms, you hardly see any. The vegetation, the trees are so thick and big that you can't see what is there. It's still very private and cozy. So that is it, ma'am. And we've bought property, land in Panna, in Sanjay Dubri. We are exploring at other places. Recently, I went to Narnala, which is near Akot, ahead of Amravati. Very soon, I'm going to a few more places. Naura Dehi is coming up in a very big way. I think Naura Dehi will become one of the leading tiger projects in India. So yes, we are growing. We are wanting to
promoting. I mean, these are remote places. A few places I have not heard the names
Correct.
of.
So that is why when you talk about sustainability. So this is important. When I'm saying that tourists should find new places, similarly investors should find new places. You should. That is what we are trying to do. Go to places which people have not even heard of. And how do you come to know? You talk to people who are knowledgeable. You talk to the department. You talk to the forest department, in our case. Others may have to talk to other different people. So there are explorers. There are people who are into wildlife. And we talk to them. We engage with them. We try to understand what is their idea of future growth. And that is how we experiment. Very recently, I had gone, as I told you, to Narnala. So we did a complete circuit of Melghat forest. The biggest problem was that most of the lands are tribal lands. And it's very difficult to buy a tribal land and get permission and all that. And that is what is holding those destinations back. If we discussed with the collector, there was an investors meet. And the government is also trying to think of how they can make land available. Investors are always ready. People who are into business, who have the risk-taking ability, they are always willing to do that, provided they see some hope. And I think this awareness is growing. Most of the states are doing a great job in facilitating new destinations. And I really think that the next 5-7 years are going to be fantastic. As I told you, religious tourism is already, taking a huge leap. Wildlife tourism is becoming very popular, and it will. There are other things which we need to look into. So one after the other, I'm sure it's going to happen.
If you look at Nagpur, the medical tourism is beginning here. We see people coming from all across, the surrounding areas.
I don't know if we can call it tourism.
No, but that's what they say, medical tourism.
No, medical tourism is a different, it has a different meaning. What we see in Nagpur city is very different. That is majburi. People are coming to get treated. By medical tourism, what I understand is that when you've come to a doctor, you've got operated, and the doctor says that, look, you need to rest for 5 or 7 days and then come back to me. That time you don't go back to your home, which may be very far. You find a place nearby to regenerate yourself, to recover from that surgery or whatever. Spend some time, then see your doctor. Once he gives you the green signal, then you go back. So that is what I understand from the word medical tourism, is that time for recovery. So we have seen a very little bit of that at Pench. So we've had cancer patients who've come in, and they've had very special requirements for the food and their comfort, which we were very happy to provide. And so they've come, spent a few days, their time between two chemotherapies, So medical tourism is what I understand. Coming for treatment to Nagpur, where they don't even sometimes get good rooms, they can't afford those rooms. If you go to some of these government hospitals or SIMS, and in the night you see how people are, on the pavements or just in the corridors. So treatment is different, tourism is different. Yeah.
So then, since we are talking of various types of tourism, so what do you have to say about the tourism that is the Dharavi tourism?
Yeah. So Dharavi tourism is where privileged people are taken there for them to see and realize how the mass public is living, under what conditions. And if you've been to Amsterdam, they take you through the red light area. So that is a very expensive walk. And so people go and see what that entire red light area, the prostitution industry is all about. Similarly, when you go to Dharavi, you actually see how people live and work. Dharavi has so many factories and they are producing so many things. In one single room, you may have 10, 12 people living there. So now what we have started doing in our wildlife thing, very, very recently we've started, is taking our guests to the local schools. And you will be appalled to see how our little children from these villages study. The building itself is, absolutely dilapidated, in shambles. They sit on the floor and study. The ceiling leaks most of the times. It's not painted. The toilets are filthy. Hardly any hygiene. So very, very recently, we've started taking our guests to the schools. Of course, we don't tell them that we are taking you there to see the misery. We said, no, let's go and meet some school children. And when these guests go, they are shocked to see. If you compare what our children are getting and what these village children are getting, it's quite a contrast. Some of the guests donate a little bit to the school, which always helps. We are also trying to now organize those table and benches. In one of the cases, we are getting the floors tiled. So as a company, we are also trying to do that. And I think that's a great move. It's a very good question that you asked, that if we are able to show the privileged class, Dharavi and these villages, etc., there will be some compassion that will come and people will start contributing, sharing, which will be a good thing for the society.
So, in all your resorts, are you also employing, the involvement of the local communities? Absolutely. In some way or the other?
Absolutely. So, as per law, we are supposed to employ 80% of the local population. But in reality, that's not always possible. But I think what we are able to achieve is about 60 to 65%. Now, when I say it is not possible, why? Because see, as everyone is aspiring to grow, these village, the working children, the population, they want to go to the cities. They don't want to stay around, right? The second thing I would say, with no offense to anybody, our government is making our next generation nikammas, right? So many freebies. I'll give you a very small example. One of my very trusted workers, he was a housekeeping boy, and when I went to Pench, my people said that, sir, wo chala gaya. I said, kahan chala gaya? So I was so surprised that, is there anyone else who's giving better salary and better facilities than Tathastu? So I am very proud of the accommodation, the food, the salary, the dress that we give to our people. We look after them very well. So I was concerned that कहाँ चला गया? I said I would like to talk to him. So I said बेटा कहाँ गया? बोला सर घर पे हूँ. I said घर पे है मतलब तुम कहीं और नहीं जा रहे काम पे? बोले नहीं साहब, अगर मैं काम करूँगा तो तथास्तु में करूँगा, बट अभी 1-2 साल काम नहीं करूँगा. I said why? How will you survive? तो he said सर हमको 2 रुपए में चावल मिल जाता है, हमको अभी घर बनाने के लिए पैसे मिल गए, वो टॉयलेट के लिए हो गए, तो अभी 2 साल काम नहीं करना है सर. So I mean, I think this is not just a one-off case.
Correct.
There are hundreds and thousands of our working class who are now saying कि अरे सब फ्री में मिल रहा है, तो हमको काम क्यों करना है? So, achieving 80% as the rule stipulates, it's very, very difficult to achieve that. But yes, 60 to 65%. The second thing is that in places like maybe Pench and Tadoba, where tourism has existed for years, the local population is now mentally, they understand what tourism is. They understand what hospitality is. But when we went to Satpura, the local boys and girls do not understand even one concept of hospitality. It's so difficult. So when we hire them, it's now 13 months since we started Satpura, and we've had probably 7 training sessions for housekeeping, for food production, for food service, all that. But they are not able to grasp, they are not able to understand. The desire to serve is there. They are eager to make the guest happy. But it's taking so much time for them to understand how to do it properly. So their language, their understanding, the way they communicate. There are challenges. But yes, I think 60% to 65%. In Satpura, we are almost at 90%, more than what the rule says. But yes, we are definitely, and it's not only about providing employment, ma'am. It's also about, there are shopkeepers. We are buying our grocery from there, other small things that we require from there. The travel, we are taking our vehicles from the local people. And there are a good 8 or 10 operators in Pench or Tadoba or Bandhavgarh. So we distribute our requirement for vehicles. And there are so many other services that maybe some laundry service, maybe the technical help like the AC repair wala, all those things, So local, when industry comes, including tourism, there is a lot of economy boost for the locals. There's no doubt about that. In Bandhavgarh, we've done something very interesting. We've created a concept of rural cooking. Chauka chulha is what we call it. So we actually get these villagers, the ladies from the village, and we've created a small area with those mud ovens. So they actually cook in front of the guest and make them sit on the floor, and they serve food there. So that is an additional employment that different women come at different times. They cook their local cuisine and they serve to the guests. So without any doubt, there's a good support to the local population.
So do you think private players can also play an important part in promoting and developing our tourism industry?
I think only private players can do it.
What about the state government? How much of part does the government play in this? No,
the government can only facilitate. The government cannot do everything on their own. I think it's necessary that the private players have to come forward and do it. And that is what is happening. Very few cases where we can talk about MP tourism, we can talk about Kerala tourism. And unfortunately, if we talk about Maharashtra tourism, it's nothing to talk about, So I think it is the private sector that has to come forward. The government should facilitate. They will have to provide the infrastructure, the roads, the electricity, the water, all that, the availability of land. So that is what the government should do. But otherwise, it has to be the private sector who can actually develop the tourism. So see, for example, Ayodhya. So the government has changed the city completely, made that temple. But the private people have come forward and provided the accommodation and everything. So, and the tourism is now in crores. So it is a mixture. Government facilitates, private sector performs.
So, these days because the social media plays such an important role in everybody's life.
Yes.
So, even when it comes to tourism, is it experiencing an immersive experience, comfort, or just, tourism for the sake of making those Insta reels? What do you think it is?
So, ma'am, what I understand is that when a tourist pays money, he wants the world. And at Tathastu, we believe in providing the world, So I think it's a very good mixture of luxury with different experiences, which we are able to provide. I think a good product and good service is very, very important. And word of mouth, even in my personal belief, word of mouth is the biggest game changer even today. In spite of social media, in spite of all the different ways of advertising, I think word of mouth is the strongest way that you can grow. So people definitely want luxury, but a good behavior, if your staff is good, they serve with a smile, they are attentive. तो मैं अपने बच्चों को बोलता हूँ कि अगर आप बिहेव अच्छे से करोगे, आप प्यार से सर्व करोगे, तो आपकी छोटी मोटी गलतियाँ वो माफ़ हो जाएगी. Correct. So good food. So at Tathastu, we are very particular to start with the raw material itself, the hygiene, the facilities that we provided in the kitchen and all that. So the guest is happy to have a good room. We have started with a new concept. We have started providing 2 toilets in every room now, 2 proper full toilets. Okay. So when you have to go for a safari early in the morning, you have to get up at 4 o'clock, and if you're 2 or 3 of you in one room, and to share that one bathroom early in the morning becomes a huge problem, because you have to. Everyone wants to be the first one in the forest. So 2 toilets has really helped. So the guest. So now whether you will call this luxury or whether you will call this a necessity, right? But the guest is so happy when they see these 2 toilets. They are absolutely like, wow, we've never seen this concept and it's so great. And then good food, good behavior from the staff, and small experiences. So we have a lot of curated games for the children. We have these fantastic wildlife books, which are activity books that we have designed and made by Tathastu. So all the children who come, we give them these little pencil sets and all that. Most of the resorts have this checklist. When you go into a safari, you name all the birds, all the animals that you've seen. At the end of the day, you sit together with other guests, compare. As I mentioned, Chauka Chulha, we have a lot of excursions, small treks, sundowners, bonfires. We have a guitarist, in-house guitarist at all our properties. So, live music every evening. Of course, we don't provide any sound system or anything. It's just impromptu and without mics. So the guests gather around that. Music is something that everyone loves. So every evening there's a little bit of festivity before the thing. All our resorts have licensed bars. So these are the experiences. I think what a guest wants is to be able to do something all the time. Then there are people who just want to laze, just read a book, just stroll, be on their own. We have had writers coming in and completing their books at Tathastu. They've stayed for 10 days at a stretch, and they said, "Hamara complete ho gaya book." We have artists who've come and done their paintings, etc. We've had some patients who were psychiatric patients in depression and all that, and just by staying near the nature, near the forest, they've healed themselves over 5, 10, 15 days and gone back totally mentally refreshed. So I think the guest experience has to be a good mix of everything, ma'am. Yeah.
So have you ever had guests who wanted to go inside the kitchen and cook something?
Of course, of course. So there are different types of guests. There are guests who want to learn. They've loved some dish and they tell the chef that we would like to learn.
Right.
There have been guests who want to teach. So who come and say that ये बहुत अच्छा था, लेकिन आप एक और हमारा डिश है वो भी आप इसमें इंक्लूड करो. And they go into the kitchen and they teach the chef that ये हमने ऐसा बनाते हैं, आप भी बनाओ. And I can relate to one particular incident where I happened to be at the resort. So there was this Punjabi family, and the head, the male gentleman, he said, "आज chicken मैं बनाऊंगा." And he insisted that मैं तो with every villa we have a small lawn. So he says मैं तो यहीं पे बनाऊंगा. And my whole family will sit and watch, and you know सब अपना drinks ले रहे हैं, snacks खा रहे हैं, मैं यहीं बनाऊंगा. So we actually provided that entire setup, you know, ईंटे के चूल्हा लगा करके our chef came with the trolley and all the ingredients. And the chef was only handing over what he asked for.
He was the sous chef then.
Yeah, absolutely. And that gentleman enjoyed it for 1.5 hours. He made the chicken. And I was told, I'm a vegetarian by and large, but I was told he made a fantastic dish. So he told the chef that देखो ऐसे बनता है, slow fire. He आराम से 1.5 घंटे तक वो कर रहा है. So yes, there are a lot of guests who come and they want to be involved. Yeah.
So you are a storyteller, right?
You were telling me that.
So, and you are somebody, you know, because I've seen a few of your podcasts, I've seen your reels and all. So you listen, you assimilate, and then you act upon them. So what is it that you have taken from all your resorts, you know, from all the travelers that you have met down the line? There's something that you have taken from them.
Yeah, so ma'am, let me first tell you that this thing about me being a storyteller, I was not even on social media till 5 months ago. It was my marketing team who came and said that, sir, you will have to come on social media. And so I was very skeptical. I said, no, I can't handle this. There's too much happening. And I'm one guy who's in the reverse gear. I don't like to be in the city. I want to go into the jungle. I want to be away. So coming on social media was a huge challenge. So they have actually appointed an agency who's handling the whole thing. My job is only to come in front of the camera and share my experiences, answer the questions as you are asking me, to answer questions and share my real life experiences. And trust me, it's not about storytelling. It's about actually saying the truth of what I have gone through, what I've experienced. I don't prepare for any such thing. It comes from my heart, and I hope that that shows because
you've lived the life. So
yeah, exactly. So it's not out of syllabus. Surprise, kuch hai nahi. So it's very easy. So to answer your question about what I have picked up from guests is that the Indian guest is very, very difficult to predict or to understand. जैसे बोलते हैं ना कि you can't understand a woman. I think as a hospitality person, I can say that it's very difficult to understand guests. Some of them are so good. They are happy with the smallest of things that you provide. And then there are some who you can never make them happy. You may give up your life for them, but they will still not be happy. And as I said, some small problems keep happening, and if our team is able to handle it well, it is handled on the spot itself. Today morning, just before I came to you, there was a problem that one guest was celebrating his anniversary, and he says that I don't have the money to pay.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So 20 rooms. And he says, I don't have the money to pay right now. I'll go home and pay. What do you do? So in this world, we said, no, you please arrange for somebody to transfer it into our account or do something. How can you just say? So this guy was just drinking. He had I don't know why he came to the forest. because since the time they arrived, they were only drinking till very late in the night, and in the morning they wanted to check out. It didn't make any sense for them to come there. So there are difficult guests. But what I have learned personally from my experience is that a good product, a good service will always sell. You try your best, and by and large, things will work out for you. It requires a lot of patience, a lot of perseverance. You keep doing it all the time. Manpower handling is something I've become good at over the years, because we all our resorts put together and the head office, we hire almost 400 people. So it's a challenge handling all of them and keeping them motivated to keep them happy, to make my guests happy. It's always a challenge. And yes, it's made me stronger as a human being, as a person. Yeah.
Okay, so Anilji, if hotels could talk, what would yours complain about?
Probably getting no rest. we are full all the time.
The 24/7 kind of thing.
Yeah. So.
A strangest thing a guest might take from a room.
Oh, you will be surprised. We've had paintings stolen.
Really?
4 feet by 3 feet painting stolen. Books never stay. Books are always stolen. See, in Tathastu Pench, we allow the cars to come right up to the room.
Right. Yes.
So while checking out, if somebody picks up something and puts it in the car, it's very, very difficult for our housekeeping boy to keep a watch on. So we've had all kinds of things stolen. The painting was probably the biggest. Books have gone, showpieces have gone, towels are a regular thing. Toiletries we expect the guests to take. We want them to take the toiletries, so I will not say that that is stolen. But we've had plants taken away. So that's how surprising it is.
A Bollywood film that could inspire your next hotel.
Unfortunately, I don't watch movies. So, if you ask me to name one movie, I'll probably be able to remember A Wednesday, which was probably years ago. And I'm very eager to watch Dhurandhar. But my average is not even one movie per year.
Oh my goodness.
So there is no motivation from there.
Okay. If you were to build a hotel on the moon, what would be the highlight?
Telescopes to see the earth.
Wonderfully said. So thank you so much, Mr. Anil, for gracing the People's Mic. I think you are one of the persons who has put Central India on the tourist map. Otherwise, जो भी कोई नागपुर में आता था, क्या है नागपुर में देखने के लिए? तो ideally, we really don't have any tourist inside the city, but then around.
Yeah.
So you have put us on the tourist map, and now I say हमारे यहाँ tigers है. I mean, I tell my parents you need to come because we have tigers in the area. We have wonderful resorts like yours.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me over, ma'am. And I would like to return the compliment to the Hitavada group for setting up such a beautiful Bharat Bhavan.
Thank you.
And I think we take pride in taking our guests there. We put that on our offer. Whenever we send an offer to the guest, visit Bharat Bhavan.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Is something which is featured in all our emails. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.